Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be continuing our series in Django, Python Django. Today we're going to be rounding up all that we are doing in Django. And we are starting a project in Django that is not going to be the practice or the tutorial text from their website. It's going to be a whole new project on Monday. So by tomorrow, if you're here, make sure you come along tomorrow because we're going to be looking at the codes we've written so far in Django. We'll revisit them and make sure that we are good with them so that when we start off the project on Monday, we'll be in the best position to understand and move on well. So please, if you can hear me very well, let me know before we can share our screen and continue. If you can hear me, okay. So let's continue immediately. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So we're in the part 4. Like I said, we're going to be stopping in this part 4. When we start up our project and we're working on a real project, then we can look at things that are in part 5 and 6, which are testing and modifying our Django admin. But for today, we're going to be looking at some generic views that you can use to make your website to look pretty much better than the normal. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So the first thing we are going to be doing today is that we're going to be creating a form so that we can vote. You know, we are doing poll app. That's what we are doing. So let's create a form where we can vote on. So to do that, we are going to go to our detail.html and put this code snippet. So I'm going to simply pick it out. So once I pick it up, I get to my Visual Studio Code. This is detail.html. I hope all of us have detail.html. So in your detail.html, I'm taking them out and I'm replacing them with what I currently have now. So everybody do that so that we can save and run this. Please come in and settle down. Come in and sit down. Come in, settle down. No moving about. Let's get this done. So this is what I have in my details.html now. So I'm going to do Control S to save that. So we're trying to create a simple form so that we can make our votes. Like I said before, make sure you're here tomorrow so that we can take all these codes one by one, explain them, and really understand them. Is that clear? Everybody, yeah, everybody must come tomorrow. The first 10 minutes, we use it and get used to what we've done so far. Because on Monday, we are starting a new project in Django. So make sure you're here tomorrow so that you understand all the whole process. Is that clear? Because project is project. It's not going to be like this. It's going to be straightforward. Okay, so this is my detail view now. I hope we've done our detail view to be the same as well. So this is the detail view, and this is a minimal form, just a very simple form. You can have a more complicated form than this. But in the explanation, they said the above template displays a radio button. So it displays a radio button. That is what we captured here, that we said input type is equal to radio. In your HTML, you know what a radio button is. The value of each is associated with question choice ID. The name of each radio button is choice. That means when somebody selects one of the radio buttons and submits it to the form, it will send the post data choice equal to something, where something is the ID of the selected choice. This is the basic concept of HTML form. So this is actually similar to HTML form. We set the form action to this, and we set the method to post, using method equals to post. Then the for loop dot counter indicates how many times the for tag has gone through the loop. And since we are creating a post form, which can have the effect of modifying the data, we need not to worry about cross-site request forgeries. Thankfully, you don't have to worry too hard because Django comes with a helpful system for protecting against it. In short, all post forms that are targeted at internal URLs should use the %sign CSRF. It simply stands for cross-site request forgery. So use it to prevent somebody trying to make some forgeries on your form. So now let's create a Django view that handles the submitted data and does something with it. So remember in tutorial 3, we created a URL config for the post application that includes this very line. We also created a dummy implementation of both function. So now let's create a real version. Add the following to your view.py. So you're going to add this to your view.py. So you use this and replace the def votes. That's the function for votes. So I'm going to pick this up. Look at where I'm stopping. So I'll go to views.py inside post. Down to the, that last line. From def to that last line. Then I get to my what? Views.py inside post. That is here. So in place of this vote, I'm going to now replace it with what I just got to make it a complete and functional code. Then I look at my from the models import. Only question was imported, but I needed what again? Choice. So I'm going to go back and make sure that I imported choice, question and choice. So I'm going to just pick this and replace that question import. So I'm going to copy this and make sure you have reverse here as well. I'm just replacing the model importation for only question with both question and choice. I had only question before, but now I want to have both question and choice. Okay. Then I go back again. There is also importation of reverse. So let me make sure I have reverse. Okay, let me just take this exactly the way all of them are. Control C. So I have choice and question, reverse, render, and HTTP response and HTTP redirect. So let me have all those importation here. Okay. So this is what I have now. So I'm going to Control S to save. So what I basically did was that I took all this importation and replaced the importations that I have, the imports and commands that I have in my view.py. Then I replaced the vote function with this. Okay. And this is the explanation of what really took place there, which is part of what we'll be doing tomorrow. So are we there? Are we there? So if we're there, very importantly, also get down on the same views.py. We're going to be replacing our results with this. So this is the result function, and now replacing it with this. I'm going to do Control S to save. And now we're going to create another HTML for results. So we'll go to the templates folder. Inside the templates, we have the polls, Then we'll create result.html. I'll put in this code for it. So I'm gonna just pick up this code, go back, results.html. So this is my poster. This is my post. These are the templates. I click on templates. So when I'm here, I'm gonna click on new. And inside here, I'm gonna have results.html. So inside results.html, I'm gonna have the code pasted and I'm gonna save. And that's all about it for now. Okay. So that's all about it. So I'm gonna run this before we check out generic views. So I'll get back and I'll cd into poster. Okay, I'm now in poster, so I can simply say Python manage.py run server. Okay, so it ran the development server, meaning that there are no errors. So I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna just pick up this HTTPS, the address for the Control-C. Then I get back to my and paste it, make sure I did say /post. Okay, so you can now see 3 of my questions. So I can simply click on what is happening. So once I click on what is happening, I'm now seeing a form to vote. So I'm voting, is it not at much? I'm voting the sky. So I pick any option. If I want to vote in the sky is what is happening, I click on vote. You can see that the sky now has 1 vote. If I want to vote again, I click on vote again. I pick sky again, vote. Sky now has 2 votes. If I want to vote again, click on vote again, click on not as much, vote. Not as much now has 1 vote. So you can see it's as fully implemented because of those different views and templates that were affected. That's why we're having this. So try it out. And okay, let me just cover up everything, then we can have time to look at this. Yeah. So there's a very important concept in Django that is so good. We call it generic views. Django have already designed this, and they can easily help you have a better code, a better view with lesser code. They can help you do what? Have a better view with lesser code. We call it generic views. And that is what we're going to be looking at now, so that we can use the generic views to replace what we have and improve on it. So you can see this section, use generic views, less code is better. Like you know the philosophies of Python. Python wants your writing of your code to be simpler. It doesn't want it to be complex. If it must be complex, let it not be complicated. Simple is better than complex. Complex is better than complicated. And that's why you have this concept of using generic view. The detail from tutorial 3 and results views are very short. And as mentioned above, redundant. The index view, which displays a list of posts, is similar. These views represent a common case of basic web development, getting data from the database according to a parameter passed in the URL. Loading a template and returning the render template. Because this is so common, Django provides a shortcut called the generic view system. So we're going to be looking at the generic view system. Generic views abstract common patterns to the point where you don't even need to write Python code to write an app. So helpful. Let's convert our poll app to use generic view system. So we can delete a bunch of our own code. We have to take a few steps to make the conversion. We will, number one, convert the URL config. Number two, delete some of the old unneeded views. Then number three, introduce new views based on Django generic views. Those are what we're going to be doing now. So number one thing is to amend our URL config. So where do we do that? First of all, open the poll/URL config and change it to like this. So it's going to now look like this. So I'm going to simply pick up this. Generic view is going to be so important. That's what we are going to be using going forward. So I get back to my VS Code. I go to what? URLs under polls. So I go to, this is post and this is url.py under polls. So I'm going to just select everything inside and do Control V to paste what I copied from there. And I do Control S to save it. That's the first thing I did. I'm going to go back to the website. So I've done that. So after doing that, the next thing will be to amend the views. So this is what I should have in my views.py now, not longer what I had before. So I'm going to pick up this. So if you look at what we have here, the vote was not changed, but every other thing changed. So I'm going to pick from up here, from results view, that's where I'm picking. Don't touch the vote. From result view, up, copy. From results view, up, copy. Then get back, go to your view.py, under post, view.py under post. Okay. Just leave the votes, nothing changed in votes. So I pick from here, result up. Then I replace them. Then I did Control S to save. Okay, so my code is still running. You can see there is no breaking. So when I get back to here, and I still get back to /post, it's still working perfectly. So I can click on what's happening, vote not as much, and vote. So everything is still working like before, no changes. But this time around, we are using what we call generic views. And that's about it. So to understand what happened here, we imported HTTP response redirect from Django.http package. We imported get object or 404, which is a shortcut, and render, which is another shortcut from the package Django.shortcuts. Then we imported reverse from Django.urls and we imported generic from Django.views. And the two models that we're going to be using, choice and questions, we also imported them. So using the generic view, we created this class, index view, that is inheriting from the class generic.listView. Why did we do this? Because we wanted our initial questions to be in form of a list. If you look at this, this is a list containing list one, what's happening, what's there, what's up. And you can see template name. Which templates is he looking at? He's looking at the index.html from inside post, which you know we created. Then we have context underscore object underscore name, latest view underscore question list. Then inside there, we defined a function get query set, and it's returning question.object.order by. You're getting the questions and you're ordering them by their publication date, and you're getting just 5. If you change this to 10, you have 10 questions there. So there is not only index view, we have also detail view, also inheriting from the Python view, generic view known as detail view. We also have result view, also inheriting from Python view known as, from Django generic view known as detail view. So those are what we did basically here. And we're able to get what we have. And with that, after effecting what I've just done now, I want you to do this as an assignment. Is everybody listening to this assignment? Once you're done doing these assignments, you must understand everything that is happening. So what we created was a poll app. Is that clear? So we are converting this poll app to an election app. That's an assignment you people are going to do quickly. It's very, very simple. So this first question that we have, what is happening? You understand? You can write now, write with your books. Everybody write. The question, what is happening, is going to be, who are you voting for president? That will be the question. Then if somebody clicks on that question, you will now see who are you voting for president. Options should now be, can you see the option? El-Rufai, Bola Tinubu, Peter Obi. So somebody should be able to vote. So that's the number one assignment. Number two, okay, El-Rufai, Nasiru El-Rufai, Bola Tinubu, Peter Obi. Those are the questions. Those are the options. So the person should be able to pick out a vote. Then number two question, instead of what's happening, what's there, that's the what is in my own, is going to be, what local government are you in? You know we're in Gwagwalada. This is Gwagwalada local government, isn't it? What local government are you in? Then the options are going to be Amak, Gwagwalada, Kije, and which other local government do we have? And Buhari. That's the second question. And the third question is going to be, who are you, if you are to vote for American president, who are you going to vote for? So you simply write, which American president are you voting for? So the options are going to be Donald J. Trump and Joe Biden. So do this, that's an assignment. Make sure you are ready with this as you're coming to this place tomorrow. Do it, it's not going to take you time. Just do everything. We are still calling it poster. If you're creating this project, also call it poster, isn't it? Because it's poster that we are still doing, but the questions are different. You understand? You follow all the steps, play the videos, all the videos that I've done so far, follow them and get this done. All the codes are on Django projects. All the codes are on what? Django project documentation. You follow the process on Jambio Neko Unit, the process there, then get the real codes from Django project, get the things done, and let me see the person that is able to do this and do this effectively. So in essence, what are we going to be having? Class, are you looking? In essence, let me give you a clue to this assignment. Once you finish creating all your work and you have your views.py and your url.py, is that clear? The last view.py you're going to have will be this very view.py that I have, the last created one. You understand? The code is on Django project. The last url.py is going to be the last url.py that I have. Is that clear? The HTML files, both the details, results are going to be the last one that we have. The only place that you pay attention is when you are inside your Django shell. When you're at the level of Django shell, when you're creating the question, you understand? Instead of creating with the questions they have there, you create with the questions that I've already given you. That's the only difference. Every other thing is still the same. For the American president, we have Donald J. Trump, first choice. Second choice is Joe Biden. So I expect you guys to put heads together. Not one person for each, all of you, put head together, put your heads together and get this sorted out. Doing it shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. Is that clear? The assignment shouldn't take us more than 30 minutes. But because you're new to it, it's going to give you some issues. Is that clear? But try. All of you work together. As you're doing the assignment, be asking me, I'll be telling you what to do. Is that clear? Just start it and be asking me. Let's do it together. Thank you and God bless you. See you when I see you.